All things making me emotional. I have full body chills right now.
I just threw up a little in my mouth.
I am physically nauseated watching that clip.
You see, this is what happens when you bring the first black woman into the royal family. Yeah.
What was supposed to be a raw and honest look into Meghan Markle's world has exploded into one of the most controversial interviews of the year. In her tearful debut on the Jamie Kern-Lima podcast, Meghan shared stories about motherhood, mental health, and handwritten emails to her kids.
I'm searching for something to like about her, and it's so hard.
Well, she never stops whining.
If you don't like her, it's not your fault. It's because she's extremely unlikable.
But I just can't stand her. I just think she's such a phony.
She has the non-it factor. It's amazing. She's actually good at this.
All the young women in particular who work for her quit in tears. She so wore them down and was so nasty.
But the internet wasn't having it. Viewers didn't see a vulnerable Duchess. They saw a carefully staged performance. From accusations of fake tears to claims she had Prince Harry on a vision board years before they met, the backlash came hard and fast.
And then you watch a tear fall down her face, and then she starts cackling because she's so proud of herself that she was able to cry on cue.
Critics, former staffers, and even talk show hosts piled on with ruthless commentary. And now, even Netflix and Spotify are quietly distancing themselves from the Markle media circus. So how did Meghan's moment of truth become a headline-dominating disaster? Buckle up, because what you're about to hear is wild.
You know, she's saying some things that a lot of people are finding like very annoying and very cringy.
How many people do you know have to convince you that they're the happiest that they've ever been in their life?
And I found an old report card, from when I was at Hollywood Schoolhouse. Maybe I was probably Archie's age.
It started with a single tear. Meghan sat down with best-selling author Jamie Kern-Lima for what was framed as a heart-to-heart, candid, emotional, real. But then came the moment that broke the internet. A single tear slid down her left cheek, the exact move she once bragged she could do on cue during her Suits promo days. And social media noticed. Clips resurfaced of Meghan laughing about her ability to cry on command. "Left eye, go," she said in one old interview. Now here she was again, mid-interview, delivering that same tear like a well-timed monologue.
I mean, this is all a stage. You know, this is all just Meghan Markle's stage. We're expected to buy it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so inauthentic.
But she is a malignant narcissist who cannot get enough of herself while she simultaneously plays the victim.
Pictures from Queen Elizabeth's funeral, there are only tears coming out of the one she says that she can cry on cue.
Twitter erupted. TikTok edits showed her tear juxtaposed with her earlier cackle. The phrase Oscar-winning Duchess trended for hours. Even fans felt uneasy. Was this a woman breaking down or a brand-breaking character? And it only got messier. Her emotional vulnerability was quickly labeled as emotional manipulation. Commentators across YouTube and Reddit began breaking down every pause, every sigh, every calculated phrase. One post read, "She's not opening up, she's auditioning." For Meghan, it was meant to be a moment of relatability. For the internet, it was the moment the mask slipped.
My gosh, I work so hard. I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard.
I mean, the whole thing is just so painful. I've just picked one little clip.
The best way to identify a pathological liar is they lie about like crazy things. Or like saying that you write an email to your kids every single night.
And the backlash was only getting started. Just when the internet started cooling down, Meghan dropped another bombshell. She revealed she writes nightly emails to her kids, every single night, as in one email a day for the next 18 years. That's over 6,000 emails per child.
So you're gonna give your children 6,000 emails about themselves, an email a day when they turn 18 years old?
But before I go to bed, almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
Meghan is definitely someone that would read through 6,000 emails about herself.
What was supposed to be a tender parenting anecdote quickly became the internet's new favorite punchline. People did the math, laughed out loud, and started calling her Inbox Mom. "It's just not believable," one Reddit user wrote. "She's too busy to blink, but has time to write novels to toddlers." TikTokers stitched her story into skits. Others accused her of lying for sympathy, pointing to patterns of exaggerated virtue in past interviews. One viral video even claimed, "This is classic Meghan. Overplay the emotion, oversell the story." Even her fans struggled to defend the claim. Was it possible? Sure. Probable? Not really. And that's where the tide began to turn. What started as a sentimental confession became a credibility crisis. The internet wasn't questioning just this moment, they were questioning everything, every word, every story, every pause she made on camera. But this wasn't the only eyebrow-raising detail Meghan had in store. In the same podcast, Meghan doubled down on her role as a hard worker. She described her days managing brand launches, crafting newsletters, perfecting social media captions, and even choosing her outfits with strategic timing.
And writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions and making sure that all that feels in line and what's the cadence of it.
Yes, the work ethic must just be grueling. Writing social media captions, deciding what she's going to wear.
The moment that everything sells out, it doesn't mean that we're done. It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that.
She painted herself as a powerhouse, a multitasking mogul, a boss mom. But behind the curtain, former staffers tell a very different story. Insiders who worked with Meghan during her time in London and Montecito have come forward with shocking claims that she ran her team into the ground. One ex-assistant said, "She doesn't lead, she steamrolls." Another added, "She's obsessed with optics. It's all about how she looks, not how she treats people." Several staffers reportedly quit in tears. Others described the environment as hostile, full of mood swings, unrealistic demands, and icy silences. Internally, some dubbed it the Markle churn. And yet, on camera, Meghan beams with compassion. She talks about empowering women, supporting mothers, and showing up for people. The contrast? Startling. Fans began asking, can both realities be true? Or is one version just another script? And things were about to get even more theatrical. It sounds like a plot twist from a rom-com, until it's not. According to someone close to her ex-husband, Meghan allegedly had Prince Harry on a vision board years before they met. Yes, a literal cutout of Harry's face glued next to phrases like future husband. The internet, of course, ran with it. Memes exploded. One user posted a vision board mock-up with Harry, a crown, and the phrase, "Bag the prince." TikTokers reenacted Meghan pasting Harry onto foam boards. Even talk show hosts joked she manifested the royal wedding harder than a Disney princess. But the story raised deeper concerns. If true, it wasn't just a cute coincidence, it was a strategy, a long-game PR play worthy of a Netflix special. Suddenly, the fairy tale felt staged. Even Meghan's most poetic lines, like calling Harry H in public, started sounding scripted. Was it just branding, or something more calculated? And right when that rumor reached its peak, Meghan made another move. You can't make this up. Meghan gifted a friend a jar of homemade jam. But she didn't just sign it, "Love Meghan," she signed it, "Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex." Cue the collective groan. The Views panel rolled their eyes. Whoopi Goldberg reportedly asked, "Wake me up when it's over." Others labeled it petty, performative, and a royal-level cringe fest. Even fans found it bizarre. One comment read, "She's clinging to that title like it's a security blanket." Another added, "Is this jam or propaganda?" And behind the scenes, insiders whispered about Prince William. He's allegedly waiting to take the throne just so he can strip Meghan of the HRH title once and for all. But Meghan isn't backing down. Signing her jars with royal flair wasn't a mistake. It was a message. And it wasn't the only one she sent. The media deals that once crowned Meghan as a modern-day mogul are starting to unravel. Her Netflix show, Love Meghan, was meant to be intimate, wholesome, and empowering. But critics called it exhausting, egocentric, and oddly self-indulgent. One royal correspondent said it felt like watching Meghan interview Meghan with snacks. Even worse, a celebrity chef who mocked the series online claimed Netflix threatened legal action. Internally, sources say Season 2 was greenlit only to meet contractual obligations, not because anyone was excited. Meanwhile, her $25 million Spotify deal collapsed under the weight of its own ambitions. The debut podcast, featuring A-list women and feminist narratives, was widely panned. Audiences called it preachy, scripted, and soulless. Even Spotify executives allegedly regretted signing the deal in the first place. The backlash wasn't just public, it was internal. Hollywood insiders began whispering about Meghan becoming a brand risk. What started as a multimedia empire is now looking more like a digital ghost town. And through it all, Meghan insists she's just being authentic. For Meghan, every media appearance seems designed to reclaim her narrative, but what happens when the off-camera version starts to leak? Former palace aides, Montecito staffers, and industry insiders describe a woman very different from the polished interviews. There are reports of temper flare-ups, silent treatments, and an obsession with control. One ex-employee described the vibe as walking on eggshells. Another compared it to being in a live-action reality show with no off switch. And the numbers back it up. High turnover, vanishing PR reps, public statements rewritten 5 times before being posted. Even close collaborators say they feel burned. Some describe her as all charm until challenged. Meanwhile, Meghan continues to project warmth, vulnerability, and empowerment online. It's a tale of two Meghans, one for the screen, one behind the scenes. And now, with her podcast in shambles, her Netflix show floundering, and her fan base fracturing, people are starting to ask, is this the beginning of the end for the Duchess of Drama? 10 minutes of podcasting, a lifetime of headlines. Meghan Markle's latest media push was supposed to be her redemption arc. Instead, it's exposed cracks in the brand she's so carefully built. From fake tears to vision boards, from emotional monologues to royal jam jars, the backlash has been relentless. And with Netflix and Spotify quietly pulling away, even her Hollywood halo is starting to dim. But maybe this isn't the end. Maybe Meghan will pivot again, reinvent herself, reframe the narrative, or maybe she's finally run out of ways to sell the same story. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is Meghan misunderstood, overexposed, or something else entirely? We'll be watching, because with the Duchess of Drama, the next chapter is never far behind. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep your tea hot and your receipts ready.